and welcome to the Friday live stream. And today I'm hoping that the internet quality is good. Hopefully. Is it good? We shall see. I've been having some internet troubles when I've been trying to live stream. So I do have a tech person letting me know if it is good, and I think it is so far. So I'm going to open up the comments here, just make sure if anyone's trying to communicate anything to me. But in the meantime, until I get word that it's not good, welcome to the drawing live stream on Friday. I'm glad you can make it today. My name is Jessica Vanderpool, and I'm an illustrator specializing in comics. And I'm just going to be doing some fun, casual drawing today and just keeping it really simple and, enjoying that it's the end of the work week. So let me go ahead. And I will also mention that I have a comic called Interstellar Space Angel. See that right there? And this is a comic that I made. It is available to read online on my website. In the description below, you can access that there. And obviously, this is a physical printed book that I will be uploading to a store soon. But you can preview it for now. And the cool thing about this book is it does have some bonus content in the back that is not online. So stay tuned to that. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and let's just get going and get my little glove on today. And I only have one camera, so I'm gonna go ahead and switch it over. Let's see. We will go ahead and switch it to a beautiful blank page. The feared blank page. And by the way, if at any point in the stream the quality is really bad, please do let me know. I'm trying to get this thing fixed since I've been struggling. I'm trying to make the internet cooperate. So let's see. Helen says, "Hi, I like your t-shirt. Thank you so much. That is my Star Wars Friday t-shirt." So it is cause to celebrate. It's the end of the work week. So I'm just going to keep it's really simple. You know, I haven't been drawing for a while, and I just miss drawing. I haven't been drawing many characters. So let me go ahead. I don't even know exactly what I'm going to do. Well, I have an idea. I think I'm going to just draw Stella. Stella is the main character of my book. So that's her there. And she's a space angel. And she's the one that takes care of outer space and makes sure that everything is working. And if the rings of Saturn need to be swept, she'll sweep them or replace a burnt out star. So she's sort of like this really glorified janitor of space, but so much more. All right, so I'm going to turn on a little music as well, and let me know if the music is too loud or if it could be a little louder. We'll see how this goes. I just work better when there's something on in the background. Otherwise, it's just kind of boring. Oh my goodness. It's been a while since I've drawn Stella. So I think I'm going to go ahead and start by brainstorming a little bit here. Usually I do a couple little drawings to the side and just to get an idea of what I want to do. And I know what I want. Okay, that's apparently all I needed. This was so nice to draw again. kind of gonna go with the flow. Sort of let the pose figure out where it's gonna go today. Sometimes I have an idea, I know exactly what I want to get drawn, or have at least a rough idea. And other times it's like, today I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna kind of draw until something shows up. Because it's just gonna be so fun. Whoops. Oh, I got a new kneaded eraser. So clean. Feels wonderful. And if you don't have a kneaded eraser and you're an artist, you need one. Okay, I'm gonna move my camera back just a little bit. How's this, guys? Feels like the music was a little loud, so I decided to drop it down a little bit. Let me know if that sounds good. Or if you're like, what? Can't hear you. So, perfect. Okay. And those hands, kind of simple. Maybe just a little frolicking pose. Okay. Okay. Pretty simple so far. It's okay. I'm gonna adjust my camera again. See a little bit over. Hopefully I won't block it too much. Out. might look a little skewed because the camera is at a slight angle. And I guess that's it for that song. Oh man, well, we'll just let that go. You might just have to provide your own music soundtrack this time. Otherwise, that song's just going to be on repeat. Let's see if this works. Oh, my hand will be in the way. It'll be a little skewed, but it'll make sense at the end. I like starting with the eyes a lot because it drives the emotion of the rest of the piece, at least most often. Okay. That eye is a little high, but that's okay. It's just going to be some casual fun drawing today. Actually, I think I know what I'm going to be doing with this piece. I might throw a little ink on it. We'll see if I have time. Okay, that's a little more interesting rather than having both hands look the same. Let's see if I can tilt the hips a little bit. Kind of makes it a little more fun, a little more dynamic. Okay, let's see. Ooh, you know what? I'm gonna try another song. It's called Into Space. This could be awful. We might have to shut it down fast, but let's try it. Let's see. So they give me some. I'm using StreamYard, and they give you like sample music you can use. But I haven't really listened to any of these, and they're only single songs. So it's like once that song is done, it's like, oh, that's it. I guess that's it. Okay. the underlying anatomy. Definitely helps. Oh, there it's down. There we go. That makes more sense now. Just a slight overlap with the knees. Oh, I guess that's it. Interesting. Well, I don't know. What about, we'll just throw in some music. I have no idea. This will be good. Oh, taxing. Put that in just a little bit. Kind of give you a little bit of everything, I guess. Okay. Okay. I like to turn the canvas because it just is easier to draw when it falls into the natural curve of how you hold a pencil. Just certain angles are easier to draw than others. It's okay. That'll do. Yeah, so I've recently been really struggling with my internet. That's not even my internet. I was just trying to do some live streaming, but the quality has been so bad. And I've had great internet speeds, and I'm just racking my brain trying to figure out what is going on. So I may have figured it out. We will see if it stays looking good. All right. Okay, so far, pretty simple. Looking all right. Okay, let's get some darker pencils on this. All right, so she's kind of wearing this spacesuit-like thing. So I'm going to go ahead and work that in. I'm going to do this for a moment so you can see a little better. A little bit. There we go. Okay. maybe we'll give a little inks on this because it's going pretty fast. Oh. Okay. And since she is a space angel, I'm going to give her her wings. Which are kind of these free floating light wings made out of light, plasma, or energy. I'm not entirely sure. No one really knows exactly. Yes, except she does. Okay. And maybe she should be looking at something, so we give some fun little stars. Kind of like I don't know, maybe like flying around her. Excuse me, sorry. Okay, what we'll do is we'll raise this up just a little bit. There we go. Now you can see it a little better. Okay. Okay. All right, so I'll go grab my inks. If I have time, I'm going to add a little bit of Copic marker. Is this Copic marker? Yeah, it's Copic. Okay. I'm going to first start with my inks. Okay. So I have some multi-liner pens here. I'm trying to figure out what I want to be doing today, or if I want to be using my Fri-Yay brush pen. You know, it's a smaller drawing, so I think I'm going to stick with these. And I have them organized by color. So at a glance, I know what color is connected to this size. So this is a 0.1 and it's purple, and that way I don't have to keep looking at the numbers on the end. So it just makes it a little faster. I guess being an artist, it just helps, you know, I see things in color. No, I'm actually gonna go with 0.3 right there. Kind of a bit of both. Yeah, I'm just going to go keep it a little more sketchy today. I started to appreciate more of the casual, sketchy look. There's just something kind of relaxed and organic about it. I guess there's a time and place for a nice tight drawing, and other times it's just nice to have some casual looseness. Especially when it comes to hair. Right there. Okay. We're going to go in probably with the smallest one right now. My 0.03. I'm going to try bringing it a little closer so you can see some of these details. Sorry guys for the squeakiness of the chair. Okay. That is not what I want. Okay, we're making progress. Ooh, let's do this right there. So normally if I was making a picture for a comic page, I wouldn't ink directly over my pencils. I would actually just take the pencils and scan them in. And I'm actually going to use this one a little bit. I'd scan them in, and then I would rearrange them in Photoshop into their right panels. And then I print that out in a blue line. So it's basically just blue lines. And I print that out on an 11 by 17 sheet of cardstock paper. So that is what I ink, because then you can actually scan that in, and you just have to hit a button in Photoshop and it erases all those blue lines. So this way it's just a nice little trick, but it only works with a blue line sketch. If I have a pencil sketch, it still would retain all these sketchy little lines, and sometimes that's good. You know what? I'm going to use a different pen right now that I have been enjoying using. I forgot what this is called. It's by Zebra. It's in Japanese, so I'm sorry, can't really tell you what it is off the top of my head. Let's see. Yeah, that's nice too. They all have their own benefits. This one has a nice tight control. Might be a little big for this drawing because it's pretty small, but that's okay. And you can't see it, but off camera, I'm holding all my pens in one hand, so that way I can switch between them pretty quickly. You know, I'm not entirely happy with this foot. Yeah, it'll be okay today. Whatever. It's Friday. Whatever. We made it this far. I am overall okay with that. Ooh, a little bit too sketchy. Just kind of thicken the line a bit to hide it. Okay. Okay. Now I go ahead and finish adding the lines on her suit. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. She has kind of this periwinkle, fun space suit. It's all like purpley colors. There we go. Normally I would turn the page for that, but being a little lazy, I guess. Okay. And let's pull out the point one. Add a few little stitched lines. I'm going to actually push you over a little bit because I feel like my hand is getting in the way. And that is the tricky thing about trying to show what I'm doing. Right there. Beautiful. Okay. There. And I'm not too concerned about following the pencil lines exactly. It's okay. They can just be erased. And I'll probably do a little bit of cleanup. Okay, so she is drawn, and I do have, we're gonna try something else, so I'll come back to that. Okay, so let's go ahead. We are gonna go ahead and tackle a star line. Actually, we're gonna do the stars first. Kind of flying around with its little friends. Like that's a Bob Ross thing to say. Because every star needs a friend. Kind of making this up as I go today. And that's the nice thing about drawing. Sometimes you just gotta make it up as you go. Ooh. All right. All right, I'm going to take a deep breath and see if I can get this. Do it again. Yeah, mostly. Hey, there's nothing bad a little whiteout can't fix. I do like to take a deep breath when doing these lines because it just helps stabilization of the hand. Oop, well, whatever. Turning it. Again, just keeping it kind of simple and fun. But I am going to show you. Let's see where my whiteout Oscar. Like whiteout in the tube. Very handy. But you do have to clean it off a little bit because it can pick up the color. Sometimes you have to go a few layers over it, but that's good for now. I think should be the good one. Oh, maybe that was my old one. No, I don't know. Okay, I'll fix it later. Okay. I think I'm just going to leave the pencil in place. I see it more on my screen. You won't see it as much on yours just because of the way the camera picks up and leaves out certain things. Okay, let's go ahead and get these wings in. This is another one that takes some steady hand. Make sure nothing is super wet. Okay. Here we go. All right, let's do it again. A little big, but that's okay. And it's going to be kind of obscured, so we'll leave that one off. Okay. All right, now that we have the drawing in, I think I will put a little bit of Copic marker on because it's Friday. Let's have some fun. Okay, let's bring this up a bit. Let's see it. And there's some pencil marks, but we'll leave them in. Now, normally, I don't put Copic markers in my sketchbook, and I put them on cardstock paper. So we're going to see, usually with this sketchbook paper, it might be a little more high absorbency. No, well, this one is dry as a bone, so we're not going to use that one. And let's try, oh, I don't know, we might not be doing Copic markers today. This might be it. Obviously, it shows how to use them a lot. Oh, that is pretty dark, and I don't have, that might be a little too light. Okay, you know what? Instead, what we're going to do is we're actually just going to do some good old pencil. And I am going to bring out my tortillas. No, not my tortillas. They're tortillas. And they are for blending and shading of pencil. So, you know, I actually do enjoy working in pencil a lot. Just something, it feels so wonderful about it. I know a lot of people do digital work, and I do too. I do a lot of digital work, editing, and I color my comics digitally. I also do watercolors too, but that's more for my children's book work. But I gotta say, you know, there's something just so pleasing and satisfying about doing traditional materials. And I've actually found that doing traditional inking has sped up my process a lot because it's so tempting to keep pressing that undo button. And then, you know, you're just trying to get it perfect and it never gets done. Okay. Just a little bit of value. There we go. We will refine this a bit. And we're going to have a little fun with these tortillas. So this is kind of one of those fun art tools that you do art, you may get introduced to them earlier on. I think I learned about these probably in middle school or high school. And they just blend everything. And sometimes that texture is nice, but I'm going to do a little blending today. I might do a little bit both, a little cross hatching. I'm going to put that like in shadow a bit. And I'm going to grab 2B is a very soft pencil. And F is a little bit the harder lead that produces a grayer line, softer line. Let's see. This one. A little bit of shading. I'm not going to go too crazy on the shading. We'll try to give it a little bit of dimension. And I will highlight some of the areas with my, I have like some highlighty markers that I can use Actually, you know what? Let's go here. There we go. Throw a little texture in there too. Okay. I have started to truly love hatching and cross hatching more and more. Just adds a really pleasing look. Okay, zoom in up a little bit. Bring you in a little closer to the face. And I'm going to drop the light a little bit because otherwise it washes out. You can't really see much of the shading. We're not going to see a lot of change in her face, but I'm going to try to do a little bit of shadow work here. You can kind of see that. I'm going to tilt it a bit so the glare isn't as bad. That is one of the downsides about pencils is you do kind of get this glare going on. Okay, but you know what? We don't actually need to do too much. It's fine today. And I am going to put in her, she has this little star on her cheek. Right about there. It's kind of small. Okay. Yeah. Still get a little bit of glare, but that'll be okay. Okay. So let's, we're going to go ahead and start wrapping this up. And now we're going to do some highlights. I'm going to grab, so these are my two little jelly roll for small highlights and my Posca for larger areas. I like to try and add a little eye glimmer. Sometimes I put that back in. Yeah, we didn't add a lot of pencil, so we don't need, the highlights aren't really going to show up a ton. It's a little hard to see them show up on the camera, but I'm basically just throwing in some highlights on some of the brighter areas. And I am going to, oops, let's go back. Try and add a little more. Essentially, this is kind of like a paint or marker, so you can manipulate it a little bit with your hands. And can I add a little bit? Sometimes the pencil, the graphite remaining on the Tertian is enough where you can kind of barely see it. I haven't used these for a while, but if I were just using them on like a really dark picture or painting, it almost has like a pencil effect. It just transfers so much of it. Yeah, I'll just add a little bit of dimension, but yeah. The darker the pencil you use, like any B series, like a 2B here, is a lot softer, so it also spreads a lot easier than anything that has an H after it. So the B pencils are pretty good when it comes to shading. That all depends on what you're trying to do. So I'm sorry, that's what I was doing. Sure. Good enough for today. So if I was doing this for real and really trying to render this, I would scan it in, I'd print it out, I would do all the things. But I'm just kind of doodling, having fun. And it's good to do that. It's good to loosen up. And I need to do more of it. It's so easier when you're a little younger and you have all the time in the world. And now it's like there's all these things I want to get done. So you got to use your time wisely. All right. Well, you know what? I think that's probably pretty good for today. So there you go. Oh, you know what? Why not? What do you want to put a name? I think it's good. I think it's pretty good. So this is Stella. Stella the Space Angel. So you can see. Fun little stars she gets to play with because she is a space angel. So let's bring that right there. Oops, a little stay right about there. Perfect. All right. Let's say that's a fun little Friday doodle. That's a good way to start a weekend. So I'm going to go ahead and switch my camera back. There it is. And now I can go ahead and push this aside. Well, thank you guys so much for joining me for a little fun Friday doodle. I hope you get, if you're an artist, I hope you're able to get some artwork in this weekend or next week. And if you're just viewing, I hope you found something, learned something new, and got inspired. So thanks again so much for joining me, and I will see you next time. Bye.